there we have it. Beautiful calm the start of the day. In the morning sunshine. Great start. So we're back for another video, and as you lot have been asking, I thought I'd do a carp fishing video. So I'm down at Vale Farm today and did a bit of stalking for the carp, and I'm dressed for the occasion today as well. Not what I've got on, but the stuff I'm using. I've actually brought the old gear with me. So I've got the old Carp split cane carp rod, the Brown's centre pin reel, and I've got my cane net, and yeah, I've got it all vintage today for the first carp fishing video for a while. I thought I'd use all that stuff. I got down there with Bill. I ain't been fishing with Bill for years, and got in touch and said, "Do you fancy a day stalking somewhere?" I said, "Yeah, I do actually. Let's bring the video camera along and see if we can catch a few fish for the camera." And we got down there, and there's one pond to the left. It's a little bit tricky, as opposed to the other two ponds area. And I think you get less people fishing here because of that. But if you've got the stealthy approach and you're quiet, and you can bait up a few margins and just visit them in rotation, you can get a few fish. And he put a few dog biscuits in the margins as we walked past. And then Bill went off to stalk down the other end of the lake, and as I walked back past the baited patches, there was a carp there just sucking in a few of the dog biscuits. So I just dropped a couple of dog biscuits on a small hook down in front of him, and he just took it straight in. So that was good. That was good early fish, pressure fish out of the way. But I'm gonna do a few laps of the lake now, have a good look around, see what I can find. What I was waiting for. Can't wait to see this. It's a big old dinosaur with a mirror. Sod. Bill, I looked down, I just saw this head. the old rod's saying, the old rod I can hear her actually saying, come on, ease me in gently. That's got some power. I've got weak in the old age. Feels like it's foul hooked. You know them ones? They just like keep ploughing away, because they've got the hook in their arse. Fish number 2, caught in the margins on dog biscuit. Had quite a few fish feeding, but I waited until I saw this big head come up. I dropped the bait down and it worked. Well happy with that. They had fight as well. Let's get her back. So I'm having a little bit of a switch up now. Been stalking them around the margins and the opportunities have been very slim. Seen a couple, but they've been really small commons, and the fish that have been cruising out in mid-water have been much better fish. So I've switched rods now, so I've got a fixed ball on, and now I can get it out into the lake a bit where the fish actually are cruising around, and Bill's got them feeding our dog biscuits as well. So the idea is to get a few out there. I'd be on the cover of these reeds and see if we can get one. Single 3-line dog biscuit. Perfect. stalking around the margins went really quiet, so I went and got the long range kit from the car. Some of the dog biscuits I was feeding was going down into this corner. I kept an eye on it and a few of them started disappearing, so I popped down there, just had this nice little common out. There he is. Beautiful fish. Well happy with that. If that don't get me back into my carp fishing, nothing will. I'm going to slip her back nice and quickly. I've got a feeling there might be a chance for one more. Got about an hour and a half left, so we'll give it a go. So to be fair, I've had a couple of fish today, but it's been a bit of a headbanger on that harder lake. It always is. Carp jumping behind me. It always is on that harder lake. It's always a case of catching 1 or 2, maybe 3 sort of throughout the day, but you're not going to get big hits of fish on there because they just seem to be that bit more spooky and a bit more wiser than fishing the other lakes. So with that in mind, what we've done is we've come down to one of the easier lakes, the furthest one away from the car park, and we're just going to spend the last hour on there, have a bit of fun, and see if we can catch some of these carp that are leaping out of the air, out of the water and into the air behind us. Should be fun. So in a lake full of tiny commons, managed to find a slightly better fish. It's trying to pull my arm off. So in a lake full of commons, a small... Take fruit. So in a lake... Don't start. So in a lake full of small commons, and I mean full of small commons, by just feeding a few dog biscuits in the margins, you can usually keep an eye on it and see the slightly bigger fish and drop it down on top of their heads. And that's what I did here. Saw a slightly better mirror. So dropped the bait down. And he took it quite readily, like all the fish in here do. It's just a case of getting through the smaller ones and finding the slightly better ones. Can't complain at that. Get him back and see if we can find one of his mates. So that's it, we're getting tormented on here a little bit by them small carp. I mean, we could have caught no end of the small ones, but just keep pulling it out the way in the hope that a bigger one comes along. And ended up having a couple of slightly better fish. But a really enjoyable day. Lovely to see Bill again. And seen him for so long. Nice to get the carp rod out, the old Carp Avia split cane rod and the centre pin. That was good fun, and caught a few fish, and the sun was shining, so can't complain. Gonna get home now and have a nice dinner, edit this footage up, and see you in the next one. Tight lines.